Otep, I am that I am. Some call me Heru, your modern monk, your cannabis fitness strategist. Back at it again here for you with episode 88, Coming to America review. Coming to America, episode number 88. Just to let you know, the host with the most, giving you some insight, awakening, opening the mind. Think about some things that I throw out here, that I spit, as they would say, spitting them lyrics. But just want to thank you for tuning in, tuning up, keeping an ear open, even keeping your eyes open, even your third eye. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for my followers. Thank you for the comments, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like me on YouTube, like me on Facebook, like me on all the platforms that actually exist out there, even though I don't really too much get into TikTok and all the other crap that's out there. Let me just put that out there. Shout out to my sponsor, Dr. Boz Moreno, with the bee venom, the stem cells, and many other opportunities for you. Are you suffering from diabetes, lupus, AIDS, cancers, different forms of cancer, immune system diseases that actually create all these other diseases, chronic pain? Please contact Dr. Boz Moreno at 5255-411-72667 or his website at drbozmoreno.xyz. Yes, that's Dr. Boz Moreno at XYZ. If you really about your health and you want to start getting some improvement and get your game back and take back your body, I would suggest connecting with my brother Boz. He's got the remedies. He's got opportunities for you. And if you about that fitness, you want to get your fitness game, you better text me at 206-659-6382. Text me at 206-659-6382 if you're interested in getting your fitness game and your health game up. I'm tired of keep repeating myself to people. They keep asking me these questions that's really common sense questions. You got to start taking more advantage of your life, taking more ownership of your lifestyle. Period, hands down. Because a lot of people want to dictate what you need to be doing, how you need to be doing it, what you need to be doing. You know what you need to focus on. And most of the time we put off the shit that's really important to us, like our health, like our fitness, like our well-being, if that makes sense. And you know it makes sense. You can always email me at youarethegym@gmail.com. And I will be having my website up in April 1st. Literally, I will have my website up. No ifs, ands, or buts. I was planning on getting it in January, but some technical delays have been going on. But April 1st is the deadline that we're going to be popping off, that you will see the website availability for all my merch that we be selling, tees and masks. I got white shirts with black logos on it currently. I got larges and extra larges currently right now. I only have a few left. I'm going to be having a new batch here probably in another good month or so. I do have masks, black and white masks, black masks, white logos of You Are the Gym, and I'm selling those for $10. Literally $10. No shipping and handling fees connected to that. Those of y'all know I'm located out in Hawaii, international waters, the international waters. And I do got my tees for sale for $27 a pop. No shipping and handling. And that's worldwide. Because I know a lot of people are tuning in to the show. Shout out to you, my worldwide group outside of America, North and South America. Shout out to you. So let's get back to the show. Episode number 88, Coming to America review. This is basically a review on a movie that was epic back in 1988. Remind you, 1988, I was what, a 7th grader? 8th grader. 7th grader, 8th grader. Going into 7th grade. Going into 8th grade. Forgive me, I was a 7th grader going into 8th grade. 88 was a good year, too. Let me just share with you. 88 was a good year. Matter of fact, we had taken were we state champions? No, we wasn't state champions. We took second that year. Our football team, the Bears. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The Bears. Who are we, Bears? Who are we, Bears? Fired up. Fired up. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Shout out to you. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters that was tuned in back in the day when we was on the Bears. Coach Sam Harris, shout out to you. Much respect all day, every day. But this episode 88, and shout out to, matter of fact, this was one of the 1988. We had a lot of good things what was going on in my life back then. I was a 7th grader, so I was new to the junior high environment, but I was able to catapult some things because I had a few people that was around in them days. Shout out to you, Calvin Walker. Rest in peace, my brother. Got me up there on the stage, and I ripped Lottie Dottie, Slick Rick's song. It was kind of fun. It was cool back in the day. But shout out to that. Let's get back to the story. So, Coming to America 2. Let's talk about the history. Let's go back a little bit. 1988, Coming to America, the original featuring Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. Remind you, folks, this was when Eddie Murphy was on top of the game. He was the black icon of movies, literally, at this time. 1988, he was the man, right? So whatever he did back in the day, it blew the hell up. Literally, it blew the hell, especially in black cinema, and white cinema, because it wasn't really, you got to realize, black folks didn't own no theaters. We didn't have the capital to get all the, the movies that we have seen. Don't take me wrong. You did have your brothers like Robert Townsend putting it down. You had the Wayans brothers doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And many other different, Spike Lee started getting in the game. And many other brothers who was doing their thing. Don't take me wrong. I'm not taking no hits from Richard Pryor and all that, Bill Cosby and Cindy Poitier and a few of them other big brothers, big icons. Don't take me wrong, none of that. But Eddie Murphy was the man, period, hands down. Eddie Murphy was about the movies. The movies, you talking like 48 Hours. You talking about Golden Child. You talking about, the Beverly Hills series, the Beverly Hills. Yeah, the Beverly Hills Cop series. You're talking about major movies that impacted black lives, or so-called African American lives. I want to phrase African Americans to Nakush people, to the true Nakush people. And we'll go into that detail a little later. But for this particular presentation, Coming to America was epic. You're talking about Arsenio Hall was on top of the game in the industry. He had the biggest show at the time, literally the 80s. He was running, his show was so big, his stand-up, or his comedian, his stand-up show, or his audience-based show, like a David Letterman, or what's the other brother? Johnny Carson. His show was that big back in the day, huge, killing the market. So in the so-called Nakush world, it was so huge back then what they was doing. You talking about like big names in the Coming to America, even though a lot of the actors in Coming to America, the original Coming to America, was not really known at the time. To an extent, they was fairly known, but they wasn't as known. So after that movie, it catapulted a lot of careers. Let me just say it like that. It catapulted a lot of careers. You even see Cuban Jr. in there back in the day. 88 till he came off with Boys in the Hood, and that took him to another level, right? Gave him opportunity. But see, these are the things I don't think people really talk about as far as the makeup. Because you're talking about Eddie Murphy. Hands down, Eddie Murphy was the comedian. Even though he had, his proteges. No, I wouldn't even say his proteges. Forgive me. His mentors were Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby, and many other greats. Fox, many other greats who was on that top tier back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Who was somebody, even though they are somebody. They the one who created this particular comedy to take it to the next level. Hence, where Dave Chappelle, this is where Dave Chappelle is so unique, where he has been able to connect with the people in today's air. That's the thing I think Eddie Murphy is missing. He's missing that connection with the people. You feel me? And those who know what I'm talking about, you get what I'm saying. The thing is this, though. Coming to America was so epic. Coming to America is like one of the 5 top tier movies of all time in the black community. Literally, hands down. You feel what I'm saying? The other thing, so we're talking classic with we're talking classic. Eddie Murphy played particular roles within this movie. Arsenio Hall played particular roles, and it was focused on Arsenio Hall and Eddie Murphy. These are the things that I think they have gotten away from in this to an extent. And it was like no charisma. You don't see no charisma. You don't see it's a few other different things. No creativity. No beautiful Eddie Murphy anymore. It's like more Eddie Murphy is all sophisticated on some bullshit. Keep it real with you. Matter of fact, the movies he's been playing recently, besides the serious movies he's been playing, it hasn't been Eddie Murphy. And maybe because his brother died, I don't know what it has been, but it's been certain things that he don't have the drive no more, the creativity, the charisma, the attitude. You know, it's not there anymore. Maybe because his children seen his movies or something. I don't know. Maybe because his marriage done, he moved on and, you know, working with other people that is not really taking or bringing that characteristics out of him. Even with Arsenio Hall. So we're talking 33 years. They said, okay, let's make Coming to America, even though they was talking about doing a Coming to America back in the day. But here's the caveat, folks. A lot of people don't remember that Coming to America, the original Coming to America, was stolen. It was stolen. The plot was stolen. Therefore, the plot was stolen. Eddie Murphy put his twist on it. That's why he was playing all these different characters in the movie. You feel what I'm saying? And it reminds me of Sophia Stewart's situation, where she gave Hollywood, them bullshit Hollywood actors, or she gave Warner Brothers Terminator. She wrote the Terminator. They stole the movie from her, put the movie in their interpretation, and made all this billions. Literally, they made billions from that franchise. You see what I'm saying? These are the things that's going on within the communities of these black communities, of these black filmmakers. But they're sitting on their ass. They're making all this money. When you're talking like Eddie Murphy, these guys got crazy money, multi-millions of dollars. They can create their own studios, people. But they choose not to do it. They choose to be trying to get accepted in Hollywood. This is the problem. This is one of the problems. This is the same situation with our music. You feel what I'm saying? That's the other thing too. And I'll take you back. I'll take you guys back. Look, black expression been expressed throughout this country for hundreds of years, and it's been stolen. It's been hijacked. And we don't even, black folks, Nakush people, we need an ass beating because we're always asking for fucking permission instead of taking permission, taking ownership. Oh, I want to be accepted. I want to, just like my show. I don't give a damn if you edit in my shit. You feel what I'm saying? Audited. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it in venues that people can get access to it. That's real talk. I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to sell myself out for $200 million to sign up with Spotify and all these other bullshit. We used to have some type of integrity. That was the cool thing about Malcolm X. He had the integrity. I'm not going to sell out for some bullshit. You feel me? And this is the same thing what's going on with Coming to America or with the movie industry in general. Especially when people like Martin Lawrence, when people like Dave Chappelle, and all these catapulting comedians that was on, brothers and sisters, they was doing something that nobody else was doing, right? But then you get these white directors and all these other white, Caucasian, however you want to look at it, coming in there fucking shit up, trying to make it, oh, we want to make it user friendly so everybody would be involved. Look, you got to realize, this is the thing I don't understand. Even when we're talking like sexual harassment and all this other shit that goes on within these policies that we create within these job forums, right? Nobody never asks the problem. This is when the system is set up. You're talking about white exploitation, right? The white male, when you really put it in perspective, the white male, it's always from his perspective. That's what people don't understand about this system. The system is always coming from this white perspective. That's why racism and all this other shit we got going on is not working. Where we're not able to work it. Because all the egos of these white males or Caucasian males, not even females too, it's fucking up the system. It has been, and it's like we're ignoring it. We always talking about fighting racism and this and that, but we really don't put it in perspective. You feel what I'm saying? And it's the same issue with our music, fitness, every industry that has been created is like, why we don't answer or why we don't ask the right questions. Why we sit here and accept the bullshit and allow the bullshit to exist and keep going. But let me get back on track. Not to rant, but feel me. You gotta feel me on this. Eddie Murphy is no longer Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is not the same as he was when he was on Saturday Night Live, the original Saturday Night Live, or Beverly Hills Cop, or 48 Hours. He's not even funny anymore. You feel me? That's why he haven't went on the circuit of becoming or being a comedian. He hasn't been staying cutting edge like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, hands down, is one of the best comedians of all time. You talk about the GOAT, that is the GOAT right there, hands down. Even rawer than my brother Richard Pryor. Literally, Dave Chappelle hands down got it going on. And it really makes sense right now when he's bringing in the, look, he's bringing in the revenue. Not even the revenue really don't expect. When the people talk, see, that's the key thing. The people, it's in the people's hands. We give these people the power. You feel what I'm saying? Coming to America, probably the number one movie, signature movie of all time, literally, in the Nakush community, right? 80s, 1988 was some good years. Brothers was coming up. We started getting in the era of getting out of Bush, getting ready to come into that so-called Bill Clinton era. Where brothers was actually prospering. The Nakush people was actually prospering. We was buying homes. We was actually adding more value, even though it was a lot of shit going on, where families, dads, and everybody was getting taken out of the homes. The families were getting separated. Hence, that's another story we'll talk about. But I just want to address some of these issues that we see. Look, 30 years ago, people, the Nakush people were in a different mindset, right? We was trying to get on a platform. We was working on a platform. Think about it. You got Spike Lee, who actually spiked some things within the film industry. You got Singleton, who was doing some things, and all of a sudden they killed that brother. You feel what I'm saying? Young brother too. They killed that brother. But they give you some bullshit ass Tyler Perry's faggot ass, right? Come on, you guys. I don't understand how people just don't see the bigger picture. We're not seeing the connection here. You feel what I'm saying? We're not seeing the connection, and this is what we're losing. It seemed like we're losing. Black Panther came. They gave you, they gave you something meat to grab on, give you some hope, if that's what you want to call. Fuck hope. They gave you some ambition. They gave you some look up to. Let's get this. Let's go. This is where we're at. Let's take it to the next level. That was the whole point of films in general. But this is not Coming to America 2 is not where it is. The community did not need this movie. They didn't even need to make this sequel. I'm sorry to say, but they didn't even need to make this sequel. 33 years, like my girlfriend had said. She said, this might have been a bucket list. This is part of a bucket list. Looked like Eddie Murphy wanted to do it, even though he didn't. Even when you watch the movie, brothers and sisters, when you watch the movie, there's no evidence that it is even Eddie Murphy's movie. Or he's even part of the movie. Even Arsenio Hall plays a so minimized role, and it seemed like you can tell like their demeanor, you know what I'm saying? Their energy was so low in the movie. It was like, what is this movie about? Right? What is this movie about? Then the other thing, so I'm going to get back to this. The directors are one of the most important parts in a movie or in a film, brothers and sisters. You feel me? Director, because the director have to have vision. A director have to have some story to bring everything together for synergy. And if you're not synergizing with those actors, because you can tell the actors were mediocre. You feel me? The actors in Coming to America was mediocre. They was garbage. They was barely, look, the dialogue wasn't there. The storyline, you don't even know what the storyline was really about till at the end of the movie. You feel what I'm saying? Character building was no longer available in this movie. You couldn't build no character. You didn't even really know the story. We didn't even get to know the daughters. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing that we have been getting away from in black cinema. We have been getting away from building character. We don't even build character anymore. That's why I think Key and Peele has been so good with their particular presentations within their movies. Even though their movies been judged by black folks, is like, I don't even want to look at that. But at the same time, it's a more building the character. You know who the movie is about. You know what it's going to. You kind of see the plot. Kind of reminds me of a little Stephen King. How Stephen King writes his stories. You see, that's where Key and Peele. Is it Peele? I think Peele is the one who's been... Jordan Peele. He's the one who's been doing these movies. But he's been captivating the people with his writing. You feel what I'm saying? And how the storyline is built. Because he's letting you know who the character is, how it's driven, and painting a picture. It seemed like we have gotten away from that. All Coming to America 2 was a musical. I want to bring in Salt and Pepper. I want to bring in In Vogue. Man, nobody give a fuck about them. Don't take me wrong, the great artists, all that, but that just didn't. It's like they just hashed up. Let's bring some of the old actors in. Everybody who was in the first movie, let's bring them in, and it was kind of like no story. Period. Hands down, no story. You know what it reminded me of? Coming to America reminded me of the Dark Crystal series that they tried to attempt in 2019. That was full of shit. And then Soul Plane. That's another one that come to mind. What was that? What was that? It's funny too, because Kevin Hart don't even talk about Soul Plane, because it was a flop. It was like misdirection, just like what we're seeing or what we're witnessing with Coming to America. I'm not even gonna. It's not even a spoiler alert. It's a spoiler alert right when you start the intro of Coming to America. Literally, no character building, no storyline, no vision of the film. This film impact, you know what the impact is? Don't watch it ever again. That's the impact. That's the influence. Why did you even hash this up? This is some bullshit. Coming to America. Now, let me get back to what I really want to truly talk about. These directors. Now, Coming to America, the original Coming to America, the director was John Landis. Now, if you don't know, I know a lot of you young cats don't even understand where a film is coming from. You probably don't even know who Eddie Murphy is, Arsenio Hall. Granted, right? But this is the thing. John Landis is probably one of the, I think, underrated directors of all time. Literally. This brother, let me read you his resume of movies. And I'm just picking out some of the movies that were actually cult classics. Literally in the Nakush community. Literally, you talking like The American Werewolf from London. The Blues Brothers. Trading Places. Animal House. Twilight Zone, the movie. Beverly Hills Cop. The Muppets of Manhattan. And the biggest one that y'all probably never even heard of and never even known, but it's probably the most selling video of all time in history. Michael Jackson's Thriller. This is what John Landis have done. You feel me? Now you talking a resume that has been catapulted to higher levels than any. And most of these movies was before the movie Coming to America. That's why it was so influential. The one thing John Landis understands vision. He understands what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? He gets it. Now, let's talk about Coming to America, the newer one. What just previewed on the 5th of this month on Amazon Prime Video. This brother Craig Brewer. Shout out respect to you, bruh. But you don't need to do no black films anymore. You need to stay away. You need to stay and doing your boomerang stuff. You need to stick with that. Because all the things you have been creating within the black so-called Nakush community has been garbage to me. This is personally to me. This is my opinion. It's been garbage. Your resume only showed 3 movies that actually maybe one of them had a really big impact on the so-called Nakush people, but then at the same time, it was very questionable. And all the movies are very questionable to me when I watched them, because I only watched them one time and really didn't have no interest in watching them again. Hence, Coming to America. Craig Brewer's film credits. Hustle and Flow. Black Snake Moan. Dolomite is the name. Now, let me mention some things on this a little bit. Hustle and Flow was actually okay, right? For the premise, for the mentality, what was going on then. Terrence, I forgot Terrence, I forgot the brother. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Who was doing Power or whatever that other show he was doing. Great actor, put it down. I don't even think he even won anything for that Hustle and Flow. Even though it had its way, it had its been, and especially with the mindset of the community back then or the nation back then, where the mindset was Hustle and Flow worked, right? Okay, Black Snake Moan. Samuel Jackson, shout out to you. One of the best actors in the industry, hands down. More diverse than any of them, Denzel and all of them. He deserves the Oscars, period. He deserves Oscars. You feel me? Samuel J. Jackson. Maybe I don't even know his middle name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Dolomite is the name. I thought that was a disgrace to the black community, to the Nakush community. I thought that was the worst film I ever seen. You know what? I couldn't even finish the film. Keep it 100 with you. I couldn't even finish the film because it wasn't Eddie Murphy. It was like they just Eddie Murphy been just like discounted. Literally, his characteristics, his attitude, his whole demeanor is like discounted. It's like he's not even in the film anymore. Maybe maybe his ego has got so big where he's like, all I got to do is just do the lines. Or whatever they're writing for him, even though he might not even be, improvising no more. I don't know, but it's not showing in his films. Hopefully, Eddie Murphy, if you listening to this, if you tapped into my podcast show, and all you guys should be tapped into this podcast show. You Are the Gym podcast show. You all should be tapped in. You should be telling your mama, daddy, grandma, grandpa, your boyfriend, girlfriend, mamas, babies, mamas, grandbabies, all that. Everybody should be knowing about this podcast show. Because I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to give you my opinion. I'm going to give you my thoughts. But the whole point is to engage, right? To engage your thinking. Stop being a loony. Stop being stupid. Stop being ignorant. Let's start uplifting our people, uplifting our minds, uplifting each other. Black, white, green, yellow, purple. But I'm not going to be settling for no bullshit either. You feel me? Because there's a lot of bullshit, stupidity, ignorance that's going on out here. And we accepting it within all the communities. And then we're talking about, but have empathy, have sympathy. No. I'm tired of accepting the bullshit. Stop accepting the bullshit and allowing the bullshit to dictate anything and everything. We gotta have to change the policy because some dumbass loony accepting some crazy shit. You feel me? Stop it. We need to stop this shit. Because we got blaxploitation films. What is that? What is that? Okay, understand it in the 70s, but now we can utilize it to empower the people. Take it to the next level. You telling me coming to America 2, they only had one advancement in the whole 30 years of Zamunda. They only had McDowell's was the only place that they improved on. McDowell's was in Zamunda. Then they had the nerve to make it seem out in the jungle instead of city, making it a city. How big the city has grown. We're talking 30 years here, people. They even reference it in the movie, right? They even reference even the stupidity. And who would say that? So some writer was in there and he mentioned it within the two characters. Matter of fact, the brother who I don't even know, who played the son, and his so-called wife who became his wife later in the movie, right? They was like, we're exploiting. We should be making these sequels of these movies that haven't even been around. People are not connected, people. You got to realize people are so disconnected from the reality. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody knows who Eddie Murphy is. Nobody even know that actor. I don't even know the brother's name who played the son. He's not a good actor. Yes, he's probably a good writer. I was looking at his resume. He probably got good writing skills for whatever bullshit they liking now today on these movies or shows. Because a lot of this shit they putting on these Netflix and Prime shows and series is garbage. Literally, it's garbage. It's like, how you playing this, but then you take off like, for example, we was even talking about this last night. You take off Bruno. Bruno was actually a creative element. This brother was writing all the content and came up with something that was actually something that people can like. It was a sense of humor. It was based on a dog and him. You know what I'm saying? In his relationship. It was interesting though. But that's the funny thing. But we discontinued it. We put on OG, Tracy Morgan. I don't know what the fuck that was. He shouldn't even been in the movie. You know what? I think the movie would have been more dynamic if they would have even made Kevin Hart the son. You feel what I'm saying? At least they're, and maybe because it was, oh, they couldn't pay the brothers and all this. See, that's another thing I don't like about black films. We always come up with some fucking excuse instead of doing what it takes to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the things I don't like about black film makers. They sitting up here, they crying about the bullshit, hence Spike Lee. Instead of crying about the bullshit, go and do it. Make it happen. Do what you got to do to make it happen. You got platforms now where you can elevate, take it to the next level. And how many millions do you need? How many millions do you need? Coming to America, they probably paid more for just the clothing in that bitch than they did the actors. But see, these are the things. This is what I'm talking about. We don't put things in perspective anymore. Even when you're listening to these reviews, they're reviewing the movie, but the movie is nothing about the movie. The movie is a musical. You feel me? The movie is a musical. It's the West Side Story, even though it don't have a story. Eddie Murphy is not relevant in the story. Arsenio Hall is not relevant in the story. None of the main actors are not relevant in the story. Literally. They're not relevant. They plan these bullshit parts. You don't even see Arsenio Hall. That's one of the things. I mean, he was one of the signature men. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Murphy is just so downplayed in the movie. It don't even make him seem like, yeah, the brother's older. I get that. But then it's, oh, and he has changed. He has matured. We can have all these excuses for them. You feel what I'm saying? That still don't mean he can't be funny. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying here, point blank, Dave Chappelle, hands down, is the man. Hands down, Dave Chappelle is the man. That's what this is all about. Craig Brewer, let's get back to Craig Brewer. You need to stay out stay out of black films. Just stay up, leave it alone, brother. Leave it alone. You don't even need to be dibbing, because all you doing, you're fucking up the films. And you know what? Maybe because Eddie Murphy's married or dating a white female or a Caucasian female, maybe that's fucking his game up. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have a problem with white females. I date white females too. I date pretty much, I wouldn't say anybody, but I do date outside my race, if that's what you want to call it. I don't have no problem with that situation. But the thing is this. If that shit is fucking with your mojo, or the way you get down, or the way you expressing your shit where you're connecting with your people, you need to get the fuck up out of there. You see what I'm saying? You need to get the fuck up out of there. And shout out, here's another thing. Because even with your boy Martin Lawrence, he's on a whole nother level. I understand you got different experiences. You got different, your money's different. Everything is still different. Everything's a little on a whole nother level now. I get that. But it's still an understanding. Connect with your people. You know what I'm saying? Find the ways to connect with your people. Literally, Eddie. Find a way to connect with your people. That was what was so great about your brother. You feel what I'm saying? Charlie. He was able to connect with the people. That's the difference. You got your ego. Your ego's all fucked up, all way high and up in the sky. You can't even talk to the people. You see the harmony. Your harmony ain't even cool with Arsenio no more. Y'all don't even seem like y'all even harmonizing anymore on the situation. Like I say, but this is a review. Let me break it down right now. Those of you who haven't subscribed yet to my podcast show, You Are the Gym, go to it. You got me on Spotify. I'm at all the particular platforms, iPhone, iTunes, all that. So no excuses. Don't be saying you haven't heard my particular podcast show. And look, this is another way to really get to understand who I am too. When people keep asking me what you about, who I am, those of y'all, you can go on my podcast show and listen to what I'm saying, how I view certain viewpoints and what I'm talking about. Like I said, Craig Brewer, please stay out of the black films. Leave it alone. You don't need to be there. Because your directions suck. Now, John Landis, even though he old as hell, he may even be dead right now, but he had vision. He let the actors do their thing. That's the difference. He let the actors do their thing. Craig, and whoever was writing these particular Coming to America is crap. And you know what? I want to grade it. I want to grade it a F. Failure. I couldn't even, brothers and sisters, I couldn't even finish the movie. I just finished the movie. I didn't even finish it. The ending was so garbage. I thought I was watching a Dolomite over again. Or Dark Crystal. That's what came to my mind. This will never be viewed ever again. It's going to be considered one of the worst movies of 2021, literally. They even gave it a 5.5 on IMBS, I think it is. IMBS, they gave it a 5.5 out of 10. And I can imagine what Rotten Tomatoes did. But until next time, my brothers and sisters, it's all love. But I just wanted y'all to hear some of these points that I think we fail to really realize. And stay away from the sequences, please. I mean, stay away from these next movies. Please stop doing it, especially after 30 years. You don't even need to be dealing with it. Sequels. Leave it alone. Leave the classic alone. Like I said, matter of fact, I'm going to go back and watch Coming to America, the original. But until next time, have a great, awesome day. Whatever you're doing, stay positive as you can. Keep your head up. Review, check it out. If you want to watch the movie, I wouldn't suggest it. It's bullshit anyway. And it's funny because white folks like it. Other than Nakush people like it. But guaranteed, I'm telling you, the Nakush people are very upset. Let me put it that way. I'm out. Peace. Hotep.